Howdy folks, and welcome to another episode here of Vermont State University. What is this, 9 or 10? That's cool, that's awesome. We've gotten pretty far along in this franchise, or, at least longer than, a nice little start to this dynasty, I would say, rather than right along. But here we go. I think what we're going to do is simulate the last couple of weeks, set up the off season. And basically from there, what we're going to do is the next episode would be the full off season, but this team isn't going anywhere. We're not making any bowls. We're not picking up any wins. It's really just been the computer concaving my face for about an hour every day. And I figured next year, while it probably would be a lot of concaving, I think we're going to get a lot more Eastern Michigan and better games than we would get than any other team we played. So without further ado, let's just start simulating. Let's just kind of keep it going. Let's just kind of go forward. First, we'll start with recruiting. Anything big happens, I'll let you know, but we have some points to spend. And the big additions, we have 2 of our 4 scholarships remaining have gone away. It's Marcus Bryant and Nick Lindsay picking that up. So now we have about 7 guys who are competing for 2 scholarship spots. Terrence Harris already picked one up. I'm leaning Kevin Fleming or Kenny Woods. I'm going to see what happens with Harris. If this race goes to the offseason, I think I'll put it on Fleming. I think 6'7", 312 is very intriguing. Kenny Woods, defensive tackle. If we look at the scouting we didn't get to do on these guys, I mean, I'm not saying either of these guys are going to be good. Fleming with C-pass block is intriguing. And Kenny Woods doesn't really have anything to look at. C-speed's cool, but for a defensive tackle, that's not going to matter much. So I'm leading the Worcester native, but we can debate that all we want in the comments below. So let me know who you would have picked. This probably video is going to go out well after I already make a decision, but who would you have picked? Are you going to pick Kevin Fleming, or are you going to pick Kenny Woods? After I'm ordering, let's look at some more scouting. Again, like we said, we don't do scouting until we already know that we're got a guy committed. So strength and catching traffic, we see Collier, so he could be a little bit of a threat out of the backfield. Dan Mosley's been rising up, 73 hit power is nice. Rodney Young, 85 excel, maybe a guard. Pulling situations, Lance Kelly, we're excited for him. He's plus 11 already, so that's a gem that Coach Holmes has picked up and he's gonna be starting somewhere on the line. Marshall Brown, another tight end, running back guy. Speed's down to a 73, so this probably puts him in tight end consideration. But we'll see what his blocking in 56 catching isn't fantastic, but I mean, catching in this game it matters, but not like super matters. Tony Lowe, +1. We're seeing a lot of his receiving ratings. Sydney Handy. And these guys, some of their names will be changed up. So Andy Tolbert probably won't be Andy Tolbert. He'll probably have his first name changed. So when we get to the offseason, I'll kind of announce who got traded to who. Jared Rhodes, a +1 linebacker, stays there for the moment being. Wesley Sledge, know my boy Adam's excited with Wesley Sledge, and I am too, +2. 60 power moves and 61 block shedding. Woot is what I say to that. Andy Harris, let's see, looks like another tight end. If you look at that C-speed. Jonathan Woods, 52 jumping. That means a whole bunch. That's exactly what we wanted to uncover. Jake Brooks, 67 power moves. Doesn't sound too great off rip, but probably means he is going to be an edge rusher instead of a quote-unquote outside linebacker. Marcus Bryant, good acceleration. Joey Jenkins, jumping, that's awesome. Paul Sherman, zone coverage at 78. It's still pretty decent. Jeremy Stevens, first time we're looking at him, +1 to a 54 overall. 63 play rec. Nick Lindsay just committed himself. We're getting finesse rushing for a cornerback. That's super needed. Thomas Holt goes down 1. Derek Rogers goes back up 1 to a 54. Calvin Jackson. There we go. Larry Robinson. Up 69 zone coverage. Nice. And Luke Robinson. All right, 72 blocks. Now let us if we have all these guys signed and we're leading all these races, let's look at some of the uncommitted recruits. Terrence Harris jumping, fantastic. Kevin Fleming, ooh, impact blocking going up already. A nice little improvement over Kenny Woods. 66 speed, so that one tantalizing attribute already was worse than what we thought. Donald Britt, he's lower. Tommy Osborne, he's lower. And look, we're just going to get just enough points to keep me happy. My self-proclaimed OCD. And there you go. So that's what we have for scouting this week. We'll go into the game that we're just going to simulate. So we'll see you in a minute. A little upset we're not going to be playing the snow game. But we'll have plenty of snow games in the future, that's for sure. Alright, so here's the simming we're going to do. Just go to end the game, let the simming begin again. So also what I plan on doing, I'll have a Google Doc that has a quote-unquote record book. So basically after every game where I show the stats, I kind of log them like a real team, a real college athletic program would have a record book. So I'm going to make that public after the end of this video so you can go and see all the things that happened, you know, who had the most passing yards in the game. If you just don't want to go back to the videos and skim through and see who had what, then you'll have a Google Doc that has everything. And also probably have an NCAA version, which will kind of show some records in the NCAA, all award winners and things like that. So we do get a touchdown. That's pretty cool. One thing about the simming, it does help. It does give us XP as if we were playing in the game. But hey, look, it's the national championship game from last night. That's cool. And Central Michigan, let's see if we can keep them below 80 points. I would hope so. And 72-7 is the final score. That's cool. All right, so we lose that game. No anything really important on the recruiting front. Let's see what goes down in the DM. So I think I'm going to offer the scholarship to Kevin Fleming. And let's just go back and do some more scouting. See what if any of these guys are looking like studs. Vince Color keeps going down, but he's still a 75 overall, so that's no big deal. Dan Mosley going down hurts a little bit. Ronnie Young, 78 pass blocking, that's awesome. Lance Kelly just keeps improving, and he might be a 70 overall guy, and that's huge because he is, I believe he is just a regular, going to be a freshman. At least these two guys are JUCOs, and Rodney Young is a good JUCO, so that's why these guys are, all the JUCO players are already in like the 60s plus, and Lance Kelly doing lots, and he's improving a lot. He might be our gem of the whole thing, and Marshall Brown might be our broken gem of the whole thing. Tony Lowe, Sydney Handy again, impact blocking 73, that's nice. Andy Tolbert stays at a 60. Wesley Sledge, 66 agility, that is fantastic. Jared Rhodes, 66 pursuit. Andy Harris, not a great set of running skills. Jonathan Woods plus on the impact blocking. Jacob Brooks, minus on the stamina. Marcus Bryant, 73 stamina. Joey Jenkins, 65 stamina. Paul Sherman, up to 30% scouting on him. Stamina, Nick Lindsay, we get 85 speed, that puts him +4, and that's not too shabby. 85 speed. Thomas Holt, he went down before, now he goes up. 69 block shedding, nice. Derek Rogers, up on acceleration. Calvin Jackson, give me something good, up on acceleration. Larry Robinson, we know how he is as a pass rusher, which is super valuable for someone who's looking to be a nickel corner. And Luke Robinson, down on finesse moves, but nothing that tanks us overall. Let's now look at these uncommitted players, see if we can see any gems. We'll give Coach Holmes the benefit of the doubt. Terrence Harris being as advertised. Kevin Fleming, 61. Kenny Woods now making a strong consideration for him to be picked over Fleming. I'm still leaning Fleming, though. I think there's more area of need. Osborne, nothing. Cliff Sherman, nothing important. Nothing on Chris Lacey, because I think we gave Fleming the scholarship, right? Yep. So these are the last two guys we're waiting for. If they commit, then we're done. And we'll just look at recruiting from then on out, just looking at scouting. So let's simulate this game versus Akron, and then we just have, I think, one more. Now, if I had the PC version of this game and I redid the Vermont State University jerseys, which I probably wanted to, I would definitely take these Akron uniforms as a base. I love the stripe combination. Super simple, super nice and a little retro. Basically, it would be that, but in those colors, and have a couple more uniforms. But alas, here we are with just these. I think the Vermont State stuff looks cool, but just a little tidbit information. All right, let us skip ahead, simulate this game to the end of it. Let's see Vermont State trying to pick up their first win. I'd have to be a little upset if we picked up a win in the simulating. I think we are destined for the basement. And it's down 17-0. Garvion Dudley still passing the ball, so that means Jadon Warren isn't healthy yet. No, he had a hamstring injury, and it's probably in that probable questionable limbo, and it takes a couple weeks for your player to really play in this game at least. I do have the injury setting down. I'll probably share that in the off-season video in order to get kind of realistic injuries, because if you played this game enough, you understand that no one really ever got injured in a full season. Maybe once in a blue moon you have a guy gets injured. So I actually found this cool little on Operation Sports. I'll probably try to link it into this the description of this video if you play this game and want realistic injuries. That's how I do it. You in certain positions you drop them a certain amount of points. So I'll probably explain that in the off-season video because some guys' overalls will go down. But we'll just skip the stats here. We'll see you in the home screen for week. Was it 12 at this point? Week 13? So, we'll see you in a minute. Alright, so Western Michigan is our last opponent of the year. Trying to avoid 0-12, but don't keep your fingers crossed. So, let's look at recruiting again. We have someone who's committed. Unfortunately, however, or no, fortunately, I don't know, we weren't going after him, and it was our lowest rated guy. It's Chris Lacey. He's going to Michigan State, so good for him. Maybe Mel Tucker is trying to set up the new guy after he gets fired. But Chris Lacey going the 225th ranked cornerback, heavily recruited by Michigan State, and good for him. He got a good offer somewhere, and he's going to go get it. So we have some recruiting to do. Let's do another sweep through recruiting. Collier, not great. Dan Mosley, not great. Lance Kelly, fantastic. Rodney Young, okay. Marshall Brown, sure. Tony Lowe, okay, we had a good amount, 50% scouted for him. Let's see, yes, Sydney Handy, 73 pass block. That puts him up to a 67. Andy Tolbert. Ooh, big upgrades we found. Is a JUCO player. However, 90 speed, 84 excel bumps up to a 66. That's big. That's just those are the attributes you need, in order to, I guess, cheese the game. Sledge has a pretty bad scouting week here. Those are the things you need. Speed, So that's good to see that he's at least gonna have speed. Those things are transferable, even if the player isn't as good. You can still use them. Woods, fine. Jacob Brooks, okay. Marcus Bryant, show me something. Nope. Tony Jenkins, show me something. Should show me something different. Paul Sherman, okay. Jeremy Stevens, 89 speed, that's good. I'll take it. Anything over 85 or 85 or above, that's what I'm looking for those kind of positions. At least for right now. Derek Rogers, 91 speed, that plays. Calvin Jackson, all right, doing decent there. Still not sure his speed. Larry Robinson, neither is his. Luke Robinson, 62 jumping. All right, now let's look at these guys we're looking at still. Terrence Harris, give me something blocking. No, 76 strength, that's fine. Fleming, 74 pass block, that's good. Kenny Wood, something block shedding related? Nope, drops all the way back down with a 59 tackle. Donald Britt, what do we got? Nothing impressive. Tommy Oswald, what do we got? Okay, and Cliff Sherman, lastly. There we go. Okay, first for shits and gigs. Let's see, Chris Lacey. All right, I still don't know what Michigan State sees, but let's go over and see what Western Michigan has in store. All right, our last game of the season. Let's sim it, see where it brings us. Can we score a touchdown? We immediately give them a touchdown. Sick. That is good. Jadon Warren at least is back in the game, as you can see in the scrolling up top. See if he has any better sim luck than Darvion Dudley. A little bit. Hey, touchdown. Missed an extra point. That is dope. Love to see that. Another touchdown. Sick. See, if you guys watched the national championship game last night, that's exactly what this is playing, but every time I log on. So, hence why we are just kind of fast forwarding through it. If I wasn't recording this for YouTube, I probably would have stuck it out like I did in my personal VSU series or Dynasty I have. Maybe one day I'll show off that and see kind of where we can be and how using the same rules I'm using here and same recruiting rules, same sliders and all that. Maybe I can make 13 points. That's the most we've seen in a season. 76 points. I think that's the most we've given up. Given it. So we'll be right back. But let me finish that thought first. Maybe I could record a little on my personal file and kind of show you guys where the vision is. So we'll be back momentarily for we'll kind of look at the conference championship games, kind of look around the league and see the Heisman race, things like that. So give us a moment. Let's look at some recruiting. And it looks like our main man, Terrence Harris, has locked this out. Well, Terrence, you forget that Coach Holmes ain't messing around. You'll be in Montpelier, my guy. So put 500 back on him. Kevin Fleming, welcome to the club. And Cliff Sherman, see you later, alligator. He's out. So again, we're just really looking at Terrence Harris. Tommy Woods would be the guy if we lose him in the offseason we go and get. But let's do some scouting again. And Harris, 76 pass block, +5. He is a 2-star, one of the only 2-stars we have, and he's a freshman. So that'd be a huge pickup. That'd be a great get. Kenny Wood, sure. Donald Britt, eek, he's looking worse and worse. Tommy Osborne, cool, move you like that just for that sake. Kevin Fleming, show me something good. Tell me something good. Nope, all right, okay. Cliff Sherman, you're out of town, but that's what you're looking like, and that's what UNLV is gonna get. Vincent Collier, let's see, sir. Okay, Dan Mosley. All right, looking better. So I'll do the rest of this. Anything jumps out, I'll let you know. But we'll just go right into conference championship week. All right, folks, let us look at the top 25 polls, and then we'll look at the conference championships. Alabama, number 1 in the polls. They're going to take on Georgia for the conference championship. Texas, they basically secure themselves a berth into the college national championship, depending. It's going to be Alabama. Could be Miami of Ohio. A MAC team getting in would be awesome, huge for the league. They've really helped bring the strength of the league. They're MAC's probably the worst overall. Them, the Sun Belt, the Mountain West, I think is like a rung above. But they're facing NIU in the conference championship. USC, Stanford. Now, if say Alabama loses and Miami, USC win, I could see USC bumping up, beat a ranked opponent. It's tougher conference, things like that. Navy beat Army. They are 11-1. Oklahoma beat Oklahoma State. They're 11-2. And looks like the Big Ten championship game will be between Rutgers and Nebraska. That's cool. Miami and Syracuse for the ACC. So you scroll through the top 10. Louisville's like the quote-unquote worst team to be ranked this high. Ole Miss as well. Again, Stanford, USC. Let's see, UCF beat Cincinnati last week, and again Nebraska here at 25. They take on Rutgers. That's cool. And let's look at the conference champions, see if we missed anybody. All right, so for the MAC, it is Northern Illinois at Miami. For the Sun Belt, it is Louisiana Monroe versus James Madison. Alabama, Georgia, SEC, Wyoming, San Jose State for the Mountain West. Syracuse, Miami for the ACC, as we mentioned. Pac-12, it is USC, Stanford, and Rutgers, Nebraska for the Big Ten. It is Chris Lewis's Heisman to lose, they're saying. Tyrone Douglas, Eric Buckley, Rob Johnson, and Chester James, all names we've seen throughout the later portions of the seasons, and they've had pretty good years to back this up. Like after a big week in the ACC championship game, Eric Buckley beats Lewis for the Heisman, and the rest of the quarterbacks we saw finished 3 through 5, and it looks like the top 3 are pretty close. Buckley 1,300 points, and Lewis 1,222, and Johnson 1,070 for the Heisman. So running back Eric Buckley, that's your Heisman winner. All right, it's bowl season. We'll just skip all the way down to the important bowls. Looks like Miami of Ohio got the number 2 ranking, and they'll face Texas in the Natty. Navy and Alabama will be the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Ole Miss, North Carolina is there. Rutgers, Stanford for the Rose Bowl. Auburn, Purdue in this top 25 matchup. Citrus Bowl, All-State Sugar Bowl, that's a big one. That is Oklahoma, Georgia. So Georgia beats Alabama. That's big. Orange Bowl, BYU, Miami. Peach Bowl, South Carolina and NC State. And I think that's... Oh, can't forget the Tony the Tiger Bowl. And Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Notre Dame, one of the more overrated teams. There they are. Let's see. USC against the Alamo Bowl, and that looks like all the super important ones. So, yeah, we'll see. I can't wait to see how Miami, Texas ends up, and we'll check back next week to see how everything wrapped up. All right, we're back for the scores of all the bowl games, and let's just scroll down the let's rip the Band-Aid off first. Know what you're all thinking, and it's Texas defeating Miami of Ohio 41-29. So the Redhawks make the national championship in their first year of this new franchise, or this new dynasty. Alabama slightly beats Navy in a good one. Let's see, this was a top 25 matchup. North Carolina wins. Rutgers beats Stanford in the Rose Bowl. Let's look at the Sugar Bowl, which was Georgia. So Georgia had a really good end of their season, salvage an SEC championship and a Sugar Bowl appearance and win. So that's awesome. Orange Bowl, Miami dominated BYU. NC State, South Carolina, super close, and the Wolfpack beat the Gamecocks 35-32 in the Peach Bowl. And I think, the ever important Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, it's 31-24. UAB beats those overrated punks over there. And Notre Dame. So before we end off, let's look at the award winners, All-Americans, and kind of just send off this first season. We will be, so basically here are my plans for the offseason. I'm just going to kind of scroll through. If you want to pause, you can pause. But here are my kind of plans for this off-season. I'm going to record it. So basically I'm just going to record this, put it up, do all that fun stuff. And then I will have the off-season down and basically do it all in one video, and that'll be the next video. You know, everyone's favorite video of these dynasty modes, those franchise modes. It is as we kind of just scrolling through pretty fast. Is the off-season videos. Everyone loves the off-season videos, and that is no exception to here. I'm excited to do the off-season, mostly because I'm excited to not have to play with such a bad team. As Deron Clark makes the freshman All-American list. That's awesome. So was David James. So was Jason McKinley. So we have some representatives there. I go to the All-MAC teams. So it was going to be a fun off-season. I'll keep everyone in the loop, see what we're doing. And Jason McKinley makes first team All-MAC. So that's going to do it here for this first season. Alfonso Chance, second team All-MAC. I'm going to do it here for this first season. Again, thank you all so much for watching, following through this journey. We have a lot more to come. We're going to have a much better team next year. Lay down in the comments, what did you like about this first season? What didn't you like about this first season? Always looking to improve, trying to make it better for the viewer, better for myself as well. If there's anything you want to see, any suggestions you have, who's your favorite player, things like that, drop them in the description, the comments below. In the description, we'll have the playlist to this series, the link to my Twitter, and also the link to my broadcasting channel. So check those out as well if you have the time, and make sure to hit a like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, all those fun things these YouTubers like to say nowadays. Just keep interested, keep up to date, and we'll see Coach Holmes and the Blue Jays in Season 2 pretty shortly. So thank you all so much for watching. It's Cody Shaw from Pittsburgh 33 Games, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.